Hi friends, it's been a while, but I'm back, and this time I am sharing another sheet load of cards from the Call Me Crafty Owl September 2025 sheet load of cards template. Starting out, I cut all of my pieces according to the measurements in the template. If you want that template, I will link her video down below in the description box below this video, and also over on my blog if you want to learn how you can get the printout for this card template. Struggling with my words today. Anyway, so I'm just going through and adhering all of my pieces together. I'm just using some liquid glue here. This is art glitter glue. And like I said, I'm just going through and adhering all of my patterned paper pieces onto my solid colored cardstock. This that I have here is Cinnamon Cider, the brown color cardstock there. Those are actually my card bases. So it's an A2 card base, which is 5.5 by 4.25. Just going through and adhering those. If you have a pattern paper that is directional, you want to be very careful on how you cut it so that when you put it on your card that the direction makes sense. But the ones I'm using here don't really have a specific direction, and I did that on purpose because I am terrible about not paying attention to which direction the paper should be facing. For these little squares here, I'm cutting them in half as instructed in the template and Crafty Owl's process video. And then I'm just going to go through and glue those on like so. I don't know what it is about making card multiples, but it's so relaxing to me. I guess it's the repetition. You're just going through and doing the same thing over and over again. So it's really easy to do this while you watch a show or listen to a podcast or do something else while you're creating. And that's what I think I most enjoy about it. Plus, you have a ton of cards at the end that you can either use to send to some special folks, or you can put them into like a little gift package for somebody so that they can use the cards. And I think that's what I'm going to do with these. I'll probably give them as like a Christmas gift or something. So like I said, I'm just going through assembling all of my cards as instructed in Crafty Owl's video, and then I'm going to pull out some sentiments. And today I'm going to use the Here For You sentiments from Pinkfresh Studio. This is actually a better press set, but you can foil with this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm grabbing some gold foil from Spellbinders, putting that over the top of my sentiments. Now, on my Glimmer machine, when I'm going to foil something, I turn it on and I put my metal foil pieces on there and I let them warm up with the machine. And then once it's ready, that's when I put my foil on and my cardstock, and then I run it through my Spellbinders platinum die cutting machine. And here I'm just removing all of the pieces. It has coordinating dies, and I love the Pinkfresh dies because they cut so close to the letters, and then they cut out some letter centers as well. So it just looks very finished. With this pattern paper pack, it came with some ephemera that you see me using right here, which was pretty handy. I didn't have to find anything extra to make as a focal point. So I'm just kind of figuring out my placement there. And then as I was putting the sentiment on to kind of dry fit that, I realized it needed some sturdiness. So I cut 2 additional layers out of white cardstock for each one of my sentiments, and I just glued all 3 of those layers together so that it popped it up a little bit. I didn't have to use any foam tape, and it was sturdy throughout the entire sentiment. So that's what you see me doing there, is adhering all of those layers together. So now I'm just going to go through, and for each card, I am going to place my little ephemera pieces on there and then adhere my sentiment. And I think this is the only one that I actually used foam tape on, was this owl design that I'm using, and then the rest I mostly just glued straight down to the card. So these will be really easy to mail for whomever I give them to. So I am just going to continue arranging my cards, and I'm going to turn on some music while you watch. Now it's time to dress up the inside, so I just cut some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock to some panels that are 5¼ by 4 inches. And then I am taking my leftover ephemera pieces and just gluing some of those to these card panels, and then I'll put them on the inside of my cards. I always like to put something on the inside of my cards that ties it back to the card fronts, just because I feel like it makes the inside look finished. On these, I'm not going to do a sentiment on the inside of the card because I would like the recipient to be able to put whatever they would like and just write that in based on whatever occasion that they're using the card for. So I'm just using liquid glue to put some of these pieces in here. Some of them I trim down, some of them I leave just as they are. And then just taking extra care to not squeeze out glue everywhere because these are delicate, delicate little pieces. It's always good if you're actually die cutting things to go on the front of your cards to die cut some extra pieces just so that you can do what I'm doing here and decorate the inside of your cards. So I'm just going to keep going through. For these delicate pieces, I'm using some reverse tweezers. If you don't have reverse tweezers and you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I talk about how much I love reverse tweezers for things like this. Holding little delicate pieces or tiny pieces that are probably too small for your fingers and you don't want to mess them up, so you use reverse tweezers to help you place those in. So now that I've got all of my panels decorated, I'm going to glue those to the inside of my card bases. Just using, again, some liquid glue here. I really like these little GinaK fine tip glue bottles because how the glue comes normally, the nozzle, it puts out too much glue, I think. So I refill these little bottles with the glue that I want to use, and it's perfect, especially when you're dealing with small die cuts or little pieces that you don't want to get globs of glue on. Also, when you're gluing your panels to the inside of your cards, make sure you're gluing them in in the correct direction, because I have also messed up that before and glued them upside down, and that's difficult to fix. So now, I always like to put embellishments on my cards, so I am using my Trinity Stamps gold coin embellishments. They're just little fat, flat sequins. They don't have the holes in them, and it's a really nice way to embellish your card without putting a lot of bulk on it, and it mails very easily. If it goes through a sorter, it's not going to be popped up on your card and mess that up. So, highly recommend these from Trinity Stamps. They have a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles of these really flat embellishments. So, be sure to check those out. So, I'm going to keep going through adding these embellishments. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that sometimes I overthink the placement of my embellishments, which I did a little bit there, but for the most part, I did all right on these. I'm just putting 3 or 5 embellishments. I like to use odd numbers because it just looks better to my eye, but do whatever you want to do. And this little placement tool here is from Pinkfresh. I think most craft companies have some sort of version of this, but it just helps you pick up and place these tiny little embellishments without them getting stuck to your fingers, which is really frustrating. So, another tool that I highly recommend, I will link that down below in my description below my video. I'm just going to keep going through placing all of these embellishments. I use these a ton, the gold coin ones, because I love gold and I still have a ton left, so they last a really long time. And that completed my whole set of cards. These actually came together pretty quickly because of the paper pack having these little ephemera pieces already included in it. But I really love how these turned out, and I will give these all as a gift after I package them up in a cute little container. So I hope you enjoyed this process video. Like I said, mass producing cards is very relaxing to me. It's a great way to create something handmade to give to someone else, and you get the joy of having made something with your hands. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you would like to know how to get the template, I've linked Call Me Crafty Al's video below, so definitely go check that out. Thanks, everybody.